Welcome back, Nick Lenz. This Comic Corner Classics as Non-Classic. This is episode number 982 and Doubleshot number 876. I have one DC trade, one Marvel trade. First up, it is Teen Titans Volume 1 Full Throttle. I have no idea why they decided to launch numbering for the trade for Teen Titans. Yeah, this makes no sense at all. Especially since the series is still continuing despite the fact of the trade is still relaunched. So you can kind of call this Volume 4 of the Teen Titans trade series. This collects the Teen Titans Special, which is the first one I had for this particular volume, and issues 20 to 24 of Teen Titans Volume 6. We have a brand spanking new lineup. We have Robin and Kid Flash from the previous lineup. And here are the additions they added to the team. Red Arrow, Crush, she's this lady right here, the daughter of Lobo. They actually confirmed in the book. She confronts Lobo later on. We also have, let's see, who's this other guy? Let's see. Roundhouse. Yeah, the tubby guy is Roundhouse, and this woman here is going as Dajin. A genie. Yep, a genie. And this is your lineup for Teen Titans, people. Now, I get the fact, yes, we have Starfire and Justice League Odyssey. We have Raven and Beast Boy on the Titans team. Fine, I have no problem with that. And I like the fact Kid Flash stayed with the team. Red Arrow, I have no problem with her joining the team. Crush, well, not a bad idea. She's a teenage daughter, so why not? Daijin and Roundhouse, it barely develops these characters over the course of these issues. Damian still leading the team makes sense because Teen Titans is generally led by a Robin since the 60s, so it makes sense. Though I kind of question, okay, where the heck is Aqualad? Yeah, he just disappeared. Yes, the character from the Ben Percy run, yeah, for some reason, Adam Glass, the new writer of the book, decided to drop her from the book. Yes, also, the Teen Titans have got new headquarters. Are they headquartered out of a new Titans Tower? Nope, they're headquartered out of a freaking warehouse. Why? No idea why. Actually, because they apparently said they go off the grid and now they're so secretive. I'm like, really? Since when did the Teen Titans act secretive? This is something the outsiders would do, not the Teen Titans. Yeah, apparently Robin has disagreement with Batman, so how does this thing go underground for absolutely no reason? Oh, and also, despite the fact when Ben Percy wrote Emiko, basically she's quite charming to Damian. She even gave him a peck in the cheek. Here, she doesn't like him very much at all. Nope. That's what you get when you change writers. What's the story for this one? First, we have this new team comes together by Robin. I'm glad the fact kept Kid Flash, and I'm glad he decided to add Red Arrow because that was something that probably Ben Percy insisted on before he parted to Adam Glass. Okay, I want you to keep Robin and Kid Flash on the team, but I want you to add just Red Arrow. You can add who else if you want. Just basically keep these two people here. Because I highly doubt Williamson has any plans. I don't think Williamson has much plans for Kid Flash. Though Wally West shows up in here briefly for the special, and that's it. I like the fact the special introduces the three new characters. Yes, Dajin basically was a genie that was in prison for about several thousand years. Roundhouse, some guy that Robin just randomly found. Crush, because he probably heard about her, and plus he knows her father, and how much of a jerk he is. Yep. Oh yeah, and we also have Brother Blood shows up in here. Yes, so the stuff they mentioned toward the end of the Titans run, I kind of forgot they happened here because what happened here was so forgettable. It's been like a while. When this issues came out last year, when Adam Glass was announced as a writer, I was kind of basically like, really? Adam Glass, the guy who wrote Suicide Squad. A run that's considered not very good, very mixedly received, and yet DC chose him to basically helm the book. I mean, I get why Jeff Johns couldn't do the book because the guy's freaking busy. Or I don't know, you could have kept Ben Percy on the book. I mean, you kept Dan Abnett on the Titans book, but yet you couldn't keep Ben Percy in this book? Yeah, I have no idea why he decided to leave both this book and, of course, Green Arrow. I have no idea why. He just did. Also, for some reason, Emiko has her costume pretty much designed very similarly to that of the way the Arsenal's costume looked. Basically, Warhammer's costume from the Arrow TV show. Well, mostly it's Thea, Green Arrow's half-sister on the show. And by the way, Mia Dearden is in the comics, but she's only appeared for like one story arc. Yep, the whole point of this team, okay, the first mission is basically, well, not only take on Brother Blood, they pretty much decimate his church. It's implied they may have killed Brother Blood, but it doesn't go anywhere, though this plot thread is basically picked to the page of Titans. And Mother Blood is basically trapped in another dimension toward the end of the Titans run. Yep, and they're basically looking for someone called the Other. They don't reveal who it is in these issues, they just basically search for him. And also for some reason, and this is not explained until the crossover with Deathstroke, the Tedros contract, the Tedros Imperative, where Damian is for some reason using the basement of his own headquarters as his own special prison. I have no idea why. Just cuz. Who is the keeper of this prison? Black Mask, Onomatopoeia. Let's see, there was like several others that appeared in here. There was like two others. When I saw this image, I'm like, okay, I get the fact why Black Mask, because they show up. And also, Shadow pops up. Yeah, Shadow. Emiko's smoking hot mom shows up in there. And in the Kid Flash story, you also had to take on, I think it was, oh yeah, Harley Quinn and El Diablo. Yeah, even he calls bullcrap on the whole thing with Harley Quinn. It's like they're criminals and you have to work with the Suicide Squad. Yeah. Okay, here's basically who Robin has is basically his basement. Okay, yeah, Brother Blood's here as well, along with Black Mask and Onomatopoeia. And Atomic Skull, who, by the way, is a Superman villain. So we have a Batman villain, a Teen Titans villain, a Green Arrow villain / Batman villain. We also have a Superman villain. As for who this guy in the red mask is, I have no idea who the heck this guy is. Even when this issue came out, I had no idea who the heck this guy is. I knew who the rest of the people on this page were. I mean, Black Mask, Onomatopoeia, like Atomic Skull, and the guy in the back is Brother Blood. But who the heck is this guy in the red mask? I mean, it's not Clayton Clash, aka Grifter. It's not him. It's a completely different outfit. Yeah, for some reason, the book doesn't explain of why in the world that they're there. We also run into frickin' Gizmo. Yes, another Teen Titans villain. He's a classic one. Marv Wolf and George Perez created him. I mean, I appreciate, though, the artist actually managed to keep his... basically, they modernized his classic look from the 80s, which, that's fine. Yeah, Gizmo, who was part of the Fearsome Five, a group of Teen Titans villains. Also, he made an appearance on... He basically was a recurring villain on the Teen Titans TV show from the early 2000s. I don't remember voicing him, but they made him a teenager in that show for some reason. But he's basically an adult. Yep. So, they take him on for like one issue. So it's like one issue they take on Brother Blood. The next issue they take on frickin' Gizmo. Okay. And then they take on a different villain the very next issue. Let's see. Who they take on the very next issue? It's like every issue is a brand new villain. Yeah. Targeting Black Mask. Let's see. Who do they counter here? Why? Classic Flash villain Golden Glider. Yeah, and I should point out though, this is her post-Flashpoint look. Not her original look she had where she had ice skates. I mean, I actually do like this look. It's a really good look for her. As far as I know, last appearance prior to this was basically the pages of the Flash where she's supposed to be in Iron Heights with her brother. As for why she's here, never explained. Like, she's just basically randomly robbing the place. Yep, we also have... Red Hood shows up in here. Yeah, this is his current look right now. Ever since, well, his team decided to disappear from him in the Scott Lobdell Red Hood and the Outlaws book. Let's see. We have any other villain pops up in here. Well, yeah, apparently Commercial Gordon pops up in here, but he's basically sleeping on his couch. Yep. Also, the art. Oh, we also have classic Nightwing villain Lady Vic make her first appearance as the Batwing title. Yep, Lady Vic. Yeah, those who know who this character is, she's a creation of the awesome Chuck Dixon. And here's the thing. When Infinite Crisis had the infamous scene where Chemical was dropped on Bloodhaven, she was actually not in town. She was actually the only character Chuck Dixon created who appeared in his run for Nightwing, who actually managed to survive until she got killed off pages of Secret Six. Well, they implied they kill her off, but yeah. I like Lady Vic, but when Dylan Palmiani wrote her in the pages of Batwing, he made her a lesbian. I don't really know why. I know she's a British noble who's basically just an assassin. Nothing much was known about her. I mean, I don't have a really big problem with it. It's an okay development for her. Yep, and then here we have Lady Vic's apparent death. Yeah, Adam Glass decided to kill her off for some reason. So you bring her back, and then the next issue, at the end of the issue, kill her off. No idea why. It's just that, well, why not? Yep. And did they solve the mystery of who the heck the other is? Nope. It's not solved by the end of the storyline. Yeah, so you just basically have the Teen Titans basically just going after big name villains. I mean, like I said, Brother Blood, Black Mask, Golden Glider, and then we have like Lady Vic. I mean, I have no problem with these villains. These are awesome villains. I love these villains. Also, when the heck did Damian take down Onomatopoeia and Atomic Skull? I mean, last time I checked, Atomic Skull is a Superman villain. Damian, I mean, I get why Damian could easily take down Black Mask and Onomatopoeia. Maybe Brother Blood, but Atomic Skull? I mean, Superman has a tough time taking this guy on, and yet somehow Damian defeated Atomic Skull. How? Never explained. But the artwork here by Bernard Chang and Jorge Jimenez is actually really good. I love the artwork in here. And I love the guest star appearances. I mean, the only thing nice, okay, aside from some of the dumb writing Adam Glass does in here, it's not bad of a story. I like the whole idea of figuring out who this other is. Maybe we might get some development on him. And heck, the trade doesn't end with To Be Continued. Just ends with just, well, you have Red Arrow who basically goes to Dajin, goes into her mind. Also, at one point, almost forgot Gizmo. Yeah, Gizmo in here. At least he's still alive. Yeah. It's almost kind of like, now it's not a terrible book per se. It's just that not enough stuff is explained. It's like Adam Glass is just basically using his story as setup and having the Teen Titans face a different villain in every issue. I don't necessarily have a problem with that at all. It's just that I like the writing to be a little bit more consistent. Or at least have a little more stuff explained. Also, at one point, Roundhouse apparently dies. Yeah, he apparently dies in the storyline. Then he comes back. At least that gets an explanation of how the heck he survived. He somehow got to the other side of the planet, his phone melted, and eventually got back to his mother's house. Yep. When I first saw this character, I'm thinking, overweight guy, part of a group of teenagers. I'm thinking, yeah, this character is obviously a ripoff of the character Micro from Marvel Comics. Also, possibly even Gold Balls. Yeah, it's like Adam Glass is basically based on two random characters from Marvel Comics. Yeah, Dajin, I'm not sure where the heck got the idea for her. Crush makes sense. I have no problem with Crush because at least that, like Kid Flash and Robin, they're at least related to somebody well known. Though in the case of Kid Flash, he was related to one of the Reverse Flashes. Damian, obviously son of Batman, and Crush's daughter, the Awesome Lobo. Yeah, the only two characters that make no sense being here is Dajin and Roundhouse. I'm kind of like, okay, why not just recruit other teenage superheroes? Like, you could recruit Blue Beetle. Nope, can't recruit Blue Beetle. Have to create two other new characters. Also, I do like having Red Arrow here, who's actually the oldest member of the team. He says, oh yeah, he doesn't want to have a character associated with Dick Grayson for some reason. I have no idea why he wrote that for, but yeah. This is okay, but somewhat forgettable. I mean, when I read this again recently, because I had completely forgot what happened in these issues. Except that, well, what happened in the first issue. Aside from that, I kind of forgot that even Lady Vic popped up in here. And I love Lady Vic. Great character. But yeah, I'm going to give this book roughly 8.5 out of 10. You don't think... I mean, yeah. Adam Glass. What do you expect from a guy who hasn't read a comic in 5 years? Writes a random story and have the Teen Titans. I mean, have disbanded an awesome lineup just to make an okay lineup. Yeah, I mean, the lineup itself consisted of about, let's see, 6 people. It's not bad per se, but I would have had maybe a couple more people like maybe, excuse me, Jaime Reyes, who was part of the Teen Titans pre-Flashpoint. Either that, or you could add him to. I would just put him on this team because he was part of this team prior to that. I would add Static Shock to the team because where the heck has Static Shock even been? I mean, no one's seen him since the end of his own solo title that came out that ended 7 years ago. Yeah, it ended after 8 issues. That was a damn good title. Okay, now move on to something much more cooler. We have X-Men Red, Volume 1, The Hate Machine. Written by Tom Taylor. Yep, Tom Taylor. Yeah, everything in here that you just have in here in this trade. The first 5 issues of the X-Men Red title plus the annual. And here's something unique about this trade. Whenever I see an annual, they usually put after the issues, or at least some point of issues. The annual, believe it or not, is the first thing you read in here. And the annual picks up right where Phoenix Resurrection of Phoenix Return Jean Grey leaves off, with her in her classic 70s attire, the green suit and the former yellow mask, where she basically never grew her own team. She meets Laura again. She meets Laura for the first time. Yeah, I don't think she's ever met her. Nope. Meets Gabby. That's a very well done scene. I like the fact that Tom Taylor actually explains her really well. Explains that, despite the fact she's one of the world's most powerful mutants, she says she is not at the Phoenix Force anymore. She's just Jean Grey, very powerful telepath. Okay, she has an encounter with her daughter. Awesome. And yeah, and it's a great setup for the series. Though, here's something that was completely unexpected when the first issue came out. We had a return of a villain that I don't think anybody remembers who the heck this character is. The first time that I saw this, is the first time in 10 years this character showed up. Which character is this? And she's pretty much the main villain of this entire damn series. Also, I love her interaction with Wolverine. It's good though the annual pretty much has dealing with the aftermath, like him with the humans, forget about New Atlan. Yeah, it's great. We see the return of Cassandra Nova for the first time since Mike Carey's X-Men Legacy series. Those of you curious though, who in the world is Cassandra Nova? She is a character created by Grant Morrison for his run for New X-Men. As a matter of fact, she was the first new character he created. She is essentially Charles Xavier's ugly twin sister that apparently no one knew about. Xavier knew about her, but no one else did. Now, Jean Grey has got a history with this woman. Yep, she does. As for why in the world it took her 10 years to come back, no idea, because last time she was seen, she was trapped in Emma Frost's mind. It's interesting how Tom Taylor bring her back. Yep. So, we have Jean Grey forming her own new team, which is consisted of Nightcrawler, Honey Badger, Wolverine, this of course is Laura, not Logan, Namor for the first time since 2012 he's been X-Men. They also have Gambit joining the team, which I thought that was interesting. And this storyline kind of takes place basically kind of like current stuff in a way. Basically kind of post Infinity Wars in a way. There's no mention of it in here, but they have it where it has nothing to do with goals on X-Men Red and Blue. It's not consistent with that. No, it basically set Extermination's not even happened yet. No, it hasn't. But yeah, they even have Trinary, who's a character from Bendis' run. First time she made appearances in Bendis' run. And yeah, the whole thing with the story is that she puts her team of X-Men and she tries to kind of end the whole worldwide bigotry against mutants. And she's put up very good arguments. And one of the senators, well, I should say, whenever I refer to a senator for some reason, even though she's a member of the UN who is just a representative from the UK, talks to her and then her head explodes. And Jean Grey is basically framed for this woman's murder. Yep, Jean Grey is blamed for murder. Yep, framed by a mutant who hates mutants. For some reason. I have no idea why. But yeah, it's a good start for the series. And they have a new base operation for mutants. Basically trying to bring on mutants, basically. And they're trying to sort of, in a way, get rid of, end bigotry, because even Jean Grey basically believes that the whole bigotry against mutants is so outdated. Even Tom Taylor believes that like the whole anti-mutant thing is so old school. Yes. But this is an absolute fantastic series. And they even have like a new base operations. They do mention the Jean Grey for High School Highlighting. I do appreciate they mention that. Now, the X-Men's headquarters is actually in Atlantis. Now, she also has recruited not only Namor to the X-Men, they kind of basically made Black Panther an ally of the X-Men. And she also meets up with Storm for the first time since the return. And yeah, it's great though that Tom Taylor basically kind of has her interact with her old friends after the miniseries ended, which that was a fantastic stroke of genius, by the way. But chronologically, even though this is afterwards, the next appearance would be in the Astonishing X-Men Annual, and then she would show up in the final issue of Jean Grey, the one that features the past Jean Grey. Excuse me. And then finally show up in this series too. And you gotta love her new attire. It's basically loosely based upon her 90s attire. It's just that they pretty much remove all the gold in her outfit and replace it with red. But it's a great look for her. And also they have it where like all the X-Men, they're basically their axes are pretty much like bigger than they were before, but it's a good look for the X-Men. This book is great. I'm gonna give this book a 9.5 out of 10. I know my friend Tiffy, he loves this series, and I think Edgar does too. Yep, great series. Alright, so that's it for this particular review. Stay tuned for my 3 other reviews I want to do today. One, of course, be a special for Gintama to talk my final thoughts on the manga, a review of the newest chapter of Case Closed, and a movie review. You'll see you soon, okay? See you there. Bye.